The cabin that doesn't appear on maps. On a cold winter night, Salim received a strange email. No sender address, just a digital map and one sentence. If you're looking for true horror, follow these coordinates. He thought it was a prank from one of his followers, but he couldn't resist his curiosity. He entered the coordinates into his phone, which led him to a remote area deep inside a northern forest, a place that doesn't appear on maps and has no known landmarks around it. The next morning, he packed his bag and told his friend Omar that he was going away for 2 days to gather inspiration for a new novel. He didn't give any details, just smiled and left. Salim drove for hours until he entered a muddy path within the forest. With each passing kilometer, the signal weakened and the clouds grew heavier. Eventually, he found a narrow trail between the trees, barely visible. He got out of the car and continued on foot. After 2 hours of walking, a small wooden cabin appeared before him. It looked abandoned, forgotten, its door half open, smoke rising from a cracked chimney. He entered the cabin slowly. The furniture was old and dusty, the air heavy. On the table, he found an open notebook. It read, "If you're reading this, you're already being watched." Night fell, and Salim decided to stay the night. He lit a small lantern he found beside the fireplace and laid down on an old blanket. He woke in the middle of the night to the sound of footsteps circling the cabin. Slow, steady steps that never stopped. Then light knocking on the walls, then from the other side, then from the roof. In the morning, he stepped outside to investigate and found human footprints around the cabin. But strangely, they had no starting point and led nowhere. The next day, while searching the drawers, he found a small mirror covered with a black cloth. He lifted the cover and saw himself reflected. But behind him stood a woman in a white dress, motionless. He turned around quickly. No one there. But every time he looked back into the mirror, she was closer. And eventually, she smiled. He shattered the mirror in terror, but a faint whisper crept into his ear. "You won't leave." On the second night, he heard children laughing, then a woman weeping, then footsteps inside the cabin, though he was alone. He opened the notebook again, only to find a new line written in trembling handwriting. "The cabin only appears to those who seek it, and it doesn't let them leave, unless dead or insane." He ran outside, but no matter where he went, he always ended up back in front of the cabin, as if the forest itself was a closed loop, inescapable. On the third day, Salim sat still. He no longer spoke, no longer wrote. All he did was stare into emptiness. Then the pages of the notebook began writing themselves. 2 weeks later, his friend Omar came looking for him. He found the car parked at the edge of the forest, but no sign of the cabin or of Salim. Just a small mud-stained notebook open to the last page. It read, "The cabin is now looking for a new writer."